People think night shifts are boring, that nothing happens between midnight and sunrise. That's what I thought too, until I worked one winter at a roadside motel in northern Nevada. The place was called Silver Pine Motel. 12 rooms, 1 office. No security cameras, no nearby towns for miles. Just desert, wind, and the highway cutting through nothingness. I took the job because it paid cash and asked no questions. Big mistake. My shift started at 11 p.m. and ended at 7 a.m. Most nights, I saw maybe 1 or 2 guests. Truck drivers, insomniacs, people who didn't want to be seen. On my 3rd week, a man checked in at 1:17 a.m. I remember the time because the clock behind the counter had stopped working earlier that night. But when he walked in, it suddenly started ticking again. He was tall, thin, and wearing a dark coat that looked too heavy for the season. His face was pale, almost gray, like he hadn't seen sunlight in years. He didn't smile. "I need a room," he said. His voice was calm, flat. No accent, no emotion. I handed him the guest form. He stared at it for a long moment. "I don't need to fill that out," he said. I told him it was motel policy. He sighed, reached into his pocket, and placed exact change on the counter. Not $1 more, not $1 less. "Room 6, I said, without knowing why. It just came out of my mouth. His eyes met mine for the first time. "No," he said quietly. "Room 6 is fine." That sentence didn't make sense. I hadn't offered any other room. But I gave him the key anyway. At 2:03 a.m., the phone rang. "Room 6. The man's voice came through the line, distorted with static. "There's someone standing outside my bathroom door." I felt a chill crawl up my spine. "Sir, there's no one else registered tonight," I said. Silence. Then he whispered, "I know." The line went dead. I grabbed the master key and a flashlight and walked toward room 6, telling myself it was probably a prank. The door was open. The lights were on. The room was empty. No guest, no bags, no coat. The bed was perfectly made. But the bathroom door was closed. I knocked. No answer. I opened it. Nothing. When I turned around, I saw something that made my stomach drop. On the mirror above the sink, written in fog, were the words, "I'm still here." I didn't sleep the next day. When I came back from my shift, I checked the guest log. Room 6 had been crossed out, not erased, crossed out, like someone didn't want it remembered. At 1:17 a.m., the front door opened again. Same man, same coat, same pale face. "I need a room," he said. My heart started pounding. I told him I was sorry. The motel was full. He smiled. That was the first time I saw his teeth. "They never are," he said. The clock behind me started ticking again. I don't remember giving him the key, but when I looked down, room 6 was missing from the board. At 3:40 a.m., sirens screamed past the motel. State police. An ambulance. They stopped outside room 6. I followed them, shaking. Inside, they found a body. The man from the front desk. Dead. According to the coroner, he'd been dead for 3 days. They asked me when I last saw him. I said, "About 2 hours ago." They stared at me like I was insane. One officer pulled me aside. "Son," he said, "this man died here once before. Same room, same time. 10 years ago. I quit that morning. Left the state a week later. Last night, my phone rang at 1:17 a.m. A voice whispered through the static. There's someone standing outside my bathroom door. I don't work at a motel anymore, but I still know. Room 6 is never empty.